My name is Lina Avidan. I'm a program officer at the Zellerbach Family Foundation in San Francisco, California, and we do grant making in the San Francisco Bay Area. Our Immigrants and Refugees grant making programs seeks to facilitate the full inclusions of immigrant and refugees in local communities and to promote their participation in civic life. The Foundation's membership in GSER has greatly enhanced the efficacy of our grant making on immigrant and refugee issues and has also really enhanced my personal experience as a program officer. I began working in philanthropy in the late 1990s and soon found out about GSER and started participating with them. And it was during this period that the Urban Institute, under the leadership of Michael Fix, came out with this new concept about immigrant inclusion that they were calling immigrant integration. Many of us were really excited about this new concept because we had come out of, kind of the immigrant rights and advocacy movement, and we had been talking about immigrants and refugees in terms of civil rights and human rights, and those messages didn't really resonate with the broader community. So this new framework that was coming out of the Urban Institute really resonated with a lot of us. This concept of immigrant integration was really a revelation for a lot of us who had been working on immigrant issues for quite a while because it appealed to a broader audience. And our experience over the years had been that talking about immigrant and refugee issues as civil rights or human rights didn't really appeal to either policymakers or to the general public. So in the late 1990s, we had this really wonderful idea, but then it needed to be operationalized. And right during that time, I was hired by the Zellerbach Foundation. I was hired in 2000. And so I was charged with building a grant-making program, and I thought that this immigrant integration framework would be perfect for that. But I didn't have to do it by myself because GSER, at the same time, was getting very excited about this immigrant integration concept also. And so there was this community of people under the auspices of GSER that came together to start working on this new concept together. What GSER did over a number of years was created a toolkit for use by program officers and foundations for how to apply these new concepts of immigrant integration into any number of issues that they were working on, whether it be healthcare or education or civic engagement or legal services. So the toolkit was a collection of documented best practices and talking points and articles profiling different organizations and initiatives around the country. And it was very, very useful. Another thing that was happening at this time was that GSER provided a forum for grant makers to both come together face to face, whether it be in regional conferences or national conferences, and also on a lot of telephone calls so that we could start talking to one another about the challenges we were facing and the successes that we had and sharing with one another that way. So it really created a community of people who were grappling with what is arguably one of the most controversial social and political issues of our time. The hope that some type of comprehensive immigration reform will be passed in the next year or two is still really great. It's something that's absolutely essential for the future well-being of this country. And GSER is very well positioned to help with the implementation of that. It's going to be, we're talking about helping approximately 12 million people gain legal status, and GSER has already a wonderful track record in coordinating large-scale responses to big policy issues like this, and I think that they are the only organization in the country that could even take this on.